Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to talk about how to better handle your billing with either automation tools or AI tools, okay? So pretty much a lot of businesses lose money every year through error rates and also just spend a lot of time, doing billing per month, right? I believe that the average small business spends at least 23 hours a month on just handling billing, right? And then to kind of put that in perspective for you, right? So let's do calculate, right? So let's say you're paying someone $25 an hour and they're doing billing, right? $25 an hour, say 40 hours a week, right? Pretty sure that's right. Yeah. $25 times, yeah. I'm right. Okay, cool. Just making sure. $1,000, right? And that's, oh, actually, no. $25 an hour. No, sorry, 23 hours. So my math is wrong. Sorry about that. So it's $25 times 23 because 20 hours. Yeah, there you go. This number makes sense. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. I was doing like a work week. I was thinking 40-hour shift work week. No one's doing billing just constantly every day. But you get the idea. So if you pay someone $25 an hour, right, and there's 23 hours a month that they're spending on doing billing, right, that means you're spending this amount per month. Times that by 12 for the year. That's almost, around roughly 65 to 77K, depending on taxes, where you live, all that kind of jazz, right? That you're spending per year on just doing billing, right? And that's a lot of money at the end of the year. Imagine where that money could have gone, right? Into maybe marketing or other things particularly. So keep that in mind. That's the kind of loss you're potentially getting doing manual billing that takes a while, or you don't really care about making your billing more efficient or making it faster. And then also keep in mind, like, let's say you have an error rate, right? Let's say your error rate's like 3%, right? Let's say you get billed 50K, right? Per month, your billing's 50K. This is the gross, right? Your gross profit. And then we do 3%, right? That's $1,500 you're losing, right? Per month. And if you do for a year, that's 18K you lost that year potentially if this error rate continues every month of 3%, right? Without getting more efficient, because human error is a thing, right? So there are tools out there to mitigate this error as much as possible. So I'm going to go over some tools. So like I said, if you're doing invoices, right, this is not actually a real invoice. It's not a real invoice. I just throw out some numbers just to show you what I'm talking about. Like, imagine this is your invoice. Imagine automating things like this, or using AI to create things like this automatically, right? And I say AI automation is different than regular automation. There's regular automation that doesn't need AI to run. It just uses algorithms or sees patterns and runs. There's AI tools that also do some automation, but it's done differently, right? And sometimes the output is a little different, right? Just so you understand. So I might say AI, I might say automation, I might say AI automates. Sometimes they're the same thing, sometimes they're not the same thing. So keep that in mind, okay? So another example is purchase orders, right? This is an example of a purchase order. Like I said, these numbers are not real. This is just to give you an example. You can automate these kind of things. You can automate statements, statement of accounts, usually for more larger businesses, of course. And then, POS receipt examples, right? And I know a lot of these, some small businesses aren't going to worry about things like this, but bigger businesses and mid-sized businesses might worry about this kind of thing. So you can automate a lot of things similar to these. So I'm going to show you a couple tools. And let's start from the top. QuickBooks, everyone knows QuickBooks. QuickBooks now has AI features built in. So you won't really have to pretty much it's already integrated. You might need to spend a little bit more on your QuickBooks to use the AI features, but depending on, the subscription you have or however you guys are set up with QuickBook. So an example for what QuickBook does now using AI, QuickBook can automatically categorize transactions. So let's say you buy something and you don't tell them how much you, like you buy something and you don't know, like you didn't categorize it, it can auto-categorize based on the description of the thing or the name of the thing, right? So you don't have to worry about that. And then on top of that, so I'm just looking around just to show you guys what it looks like. And then on top of that, they're also able to predict your cash flow 90 days out. And keep in mind, it's prediction, which means it's not 100% accurate. It could be lower, higher, or maybe it's exactly correct. So keep that in mind. Then that's QuickBook. Everyone uses this. It's an OG. And then we have Oracle. Oracle is another OG in the game, so which means it's, an original, everyone knows about it. And they have this thing called Fusion Cloud Financials. So pretty much it's them integrating AI into their platform as well. But Oracle is geared more towards large businesses because this is like a whole billing ecosystem in itself. And pretty much they have a lot of AI features along the way in their pipeline or in their system essentially. So definitely check those out. Yeah, I'm trying not to say too much 'cause I'm not trying to endorse Oracle per se, right? So, because each has their flaws, each has their pros and cons. So every tool you use has pros and cons, things that it can do, things that it can't do. Okay, keep that in mind. There's no perfect save all tool out there. And maybe you might feel that way, and that's great. That means everything you have is, all your problems are solved with one tool, and that's great. But not everyone will experience that because businesses can be very different and complex depending on whatever it is you're selling, services or products or whatnot. Okay, cool. Now, so yeah, if you're a larger business, you might want to consider Oracle for handling your AI features. But I always recommend come to the platform and check it yourself because their features are changed every day. There's a whole AI race going on, so everyone's adding new features all the time, right? Then we have MindBridge. MindBridge is a newer tool. Actually, I'm not gonna say newer tool, but essentially they are a AI focused billing platform, right? But this one specifically is known for fraud detection and also anomaly detection using AI, which is what AI is really good for. So they probably use cluster models or things of that nature to figure that out. But that's just specifics, right? What type of model they're using. But essentially, their big selling point is for fraud detection and for anomaly detection in the finances, right? So pretty much for audits, things of that nature. Really cool tool. Definitely check it out for sure. Wow, this actually looks really nice. Okay, cool. On to the next one. So we got Data Snipper. Originally, I thought it was Data Snapper or Sniper. Maybe it is Data Sniper. No, it's two P's. It's Snipper. Data Snipper. Cool. I feel like it's always funny. Side note, I think it's always funny when brands make their name and people say the brand name wrong, they know it's intended, but then that wrong name becomes the common name. I think those kind of stories are funny all the time. But anyway, sorry, back to the focus. So now we got Data Snipper. So they're more known for auditing. So like that's their big thing is auditing and also just documentation analysis. As you can see, like that's what they're really, really known for. But of course, most of these tools they all can do what the other can do. So kind of pick what you feel like works best for you and also look into their examples, explore a platform. I highly recommend you really check out each of these tools before you pick them. And lastly, we have Zuora. I'm pretty sure it's called Zuora. Yeah, pretty sure it's Zuora. They are focused on subscription billing with AI automation for pricing, which is really cool. I spoke about this in my previous videos about pricing, automatic pricing using AI, which is really smart. So definitely check them out. And that's pretty much the main tools I wanted to focus on. There's plenty of other tools out there. I just wanted to focus on some popular ones and some ones that have some focuses, really. And in general, the size of your business and if you're doing services versus products will affect which one of these tools you probably will end up picking, per se. So keep that in mind. And my last recommendation before I end the video is that when you're integrating these tools into your business, you need to keep in mind that it takes time. So I think people get the wrong idea of AI. When they get excited about AI or automation tools, they want to throw it into everything and do it all at once. But you need to understand your business will have a decline in optimization or decline in hours just to train or add the new technology to it or new workflow into it, right? So you need to keep that in mind that you can't just do it all at once because your whole effective will take an impact. There will be some loss in time for like integrating it, right? Depending on how you integrate it. There are ways to integrate it without taking any loss at all, right? If you have someone doing the integration for you per se, or yeah, so that way, there's no loss because the profit you get back from integration would cover the cost of the integration process itself, right? So you need to keep that in mind. So my recommendation is that you find one pain point, one stressor, or one thing you're trying to speed up, make more efficient, or automate, and just do that first and do it one step at a time. Maybe for 2 months, you focus on just integrating or updating or improving one particular pain point, right? Or dealing with one particular pain point. And then from there, you keep finding pain points and fix them, right? And that's kind of where a team kind of develops that does this, right? And I'm just saying 2 months as an example. It could be quicker than that. I would say focus on one at a time. Do not go and attack every pain point with AI tools because now there's a bunch of money because there's an upstart, right? You have to buy all these tools potentially or pay more money for a subscription or whatever the case is. And now you have to learn how to use all these tools all at the same time. And you have to create processes, document everything. No, just one thing at a time. So you can properly document the process, ask all the questions to the platforms, properly shop for the platforms that you want to use, really look into it. You can test it out. So if that doesn't work, you can get a different one that's better, right? And that's easier if that's the only thing you're worried about fixing, you know, at that time, right? So that's my recommendation, and that's my experience with working with clients. So, but yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Please check out my other videos, and if you need some help, reach out to me for any advice or questions you might have about AI and just integrating into your business, essentially, right? So appreciate you guys. Peace.